November 1941. German forces launch an attack on Volokolamsk during Operation Typhoon in order to circumvent the northern part of the defenses around Moscow. Volokolamsk is being defended by the Soviet 316th Rifle Division. The town is lost to the Germans on October 27th, and the defenders are forced to fall back to the east of Volokolamsk. The division's 1075th Rifle Regiment then sets up defenses at Dubosikovo Railroad Station. They will deliver a heroic fight. According to official records, the few men repel attack after attack until the Germans have no tanks left to attack. The official story, as published in 1941, mentions just 28 men defending their position to the last man and claiming 18 German tanks destroyed and many German soldiers killed. They were collectively declared heroes of the Soviet Union. After the war, a number of monuments were built in honor of the 28, who became known as Panfilov's men. They still feature in the municipal anthem of the city of Moscow. In this mission, you will be put in their shoes to defend Dubosikovo Station against the advancing Germans and hold the line for the motherland. It is now November 1941. Army Group North dashes towards the key city of Leningrad. Stubborn Soviet defense and massive mobilization of civilian labor building defensive positions slow down the German advance. The German army is unable to attack on a large scale because their panzers have been redirected to support the final push on Moscow. Instead, they decide to besiege the city of Lenin. In September, all railway lines to and from Leningrad have been compromised or cut, and by November, the total encirclement of the city becomes inevitable. Stavka has already laid out plans to supply Leningrad during the winter, thinking that the railroad network is going to be essential to accomplish this task. The Germans keep trying to compromise the railway network. By the 9th of November, Tikhvin is lost. The Red Army orders an immediate counteroffensive. To soften up the German defense capacity, you will infiltrate the German line using special troops on fast aerosleds. You must harass the German garrison in every possible way. No sleep for the fascists. May 1942. The Germans plan to take back the Kerch Peninsula. They had already taken it in late 1941, but the Soviets took it back by amphibious landings in December 1941 and advanced to the west. Even though the objective of liberating the entire Crimea is not achieved, it has erased all hope for an easy crossing into the Taman Peninsula. The German Operation Bustard Hunt is staged to advance all the way to Kerch and push the Red Army out of the Crimea. They start the offensive on May 8th. They cross the first tank ditches in the poorly defended south, then swing north to trap the 51st Army. This forces the defenders eastwards, to the next set of ditches and trenches. The Red Army has built several defensive lines stretching from coast to coast across the peninsula. Falling back line by line, the retreating forces are under constant air attack. Eventually, the Red Army will have to evacuate what is left of the 44th Army by sea. A rear guard is left behind to cover the evacuation, which takes place from the east beaches. In this mission, you are the rear guard, and it's up to you to cover the retreat. You need to hold on to the last set of trenches long enough to allow the retreating Red Army to get away. The defining moment for Soviet partisans was, without a doubt, the Vitebsk Gate. This hole in the eastern front line, basically a Soviet-controlled corridor, became the central hub for partisan activities and traffic. Seeing its potential, Soviet strategists started supporting the partisan units on a very different level. The Red Army organized centralized administrative and logistical support, and the gate became a big factor in supporting partisan troops in German-held territory with weapons. This enabled the partisan units to become a big factor, inflicting very heavy damage to the German supply chain. German terror campaigns that followed took a terrible toll. In the end, This drove civilians out of their homes and villages and into the camps of the partisans. In this mission, you'll be given the chance to prove yourself as a partisan. In December 1942, the situation at Stalingrad is quite hopeless for the encircled 6th Army. An offensive to relieve the surrounded Germans is underway, however several factors act against them. Manstein does not have the forces he'd like to, due to the casualties from the Rzhev meat grinder battle. Worst still, of the troops that are being transferred for the German offensive, only a few arrive in time to take part in this operation. As a result of the Red Army HQ's strategy and partisan heroics, many German reinforcements have been stopped. But even now the enemy has lower numbers. The Soviet 8th Guards Army faces von Manstein's elite and it moves toward you and Stalingrad. The fate of the whole battle lay in the hands of the ones who can now deal the decisive blow to the 21st Panzer Army. You will have to take the brunt of the fascist attack and hold Gromoslavka at all costs for the motherland. It is October 1944, and Army Group North suffers the unstoppable tide of the Red Army. Stavka plans to encircle the city of Memel. The 43rd Army dashes towards the coast to cut the Germans off from the south. A brutal engagement is about to unfold. The aim is to reach the coast around Memel. Speed is of the essence. If this attack succeeds, Army Group North will be separated from the main front. That means it will be unavailable for the defense of what the Germans call Reichsgebiet, and will cause all kinds of logistical nightmares for the trapped German forces. Dashing toward the west, the 43rd Army meets stiff resistance at no less than 4 defensive lines. The fighting is fierce. The Red Army wants to reach the Baltic seashore before the Germans can react by retreating from Memel. In this mission, you lead the attack on the 3rd defense line. Your enemy is the 3rd Panzer Division, or what's left of it. You will need to break through, no matter what.